It's almost Halloween.
Yay!
It's almost Halloween.
Almost there.
Yes. And this is the Homewrecker podcast. I am Alex Arion, the Golden Greek. And I'm joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, Monique. Monique, how are you?
Hello, I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm doing great. And I mean, whether we're talking about UFOs or ghosts or pro wrestling or whatever, I'm great.
There you are.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, so this week we're going to be talking about what?
Well, let me set it up.
Well,
so, one of your
there's
things.
a setup.
Well, I was just thinking, one of your favorite things about Halloween
Yeah.
is watching scary movies.
Yeah, and Halloween's almost here, and I've yet to watch a scary movie.
But instead, we watch something else.
I don't know how to describe what we're going to talk about today. I want to just give a warning, and I'm going to put it in the show notes as well, that if there are little ones, youngins, watching or listening, you might want to hit the pause button and have them not around when you're watching or listening, because we're gonna cuss, swear, use foul language a lot, just because we have to talk about what happens in the movie.
Even the title of
One
the
of
movie.
the movies, I should say, that we're going to discuss here today. Yeah, that's right. We're going to talk about two movies, and so you've been warned. So take your time now. Do what you have to do. Get the little ones out of the room, and spoilers. I guess we're going to spoil these movies because why not?
Well, I think they're both a few years old at least.
Yeah, but who do you really think that's listening right now has watched these movies? Do you think that there's a large cult following for these films? That there's a huge contingent of people that have watched these movies?
I think that...
Let's be real here.
I think that I wouldn't be shocked if any of our listeners have watched one of these movies.
All right. It's possible that perhaps people have watched one or both of these movies.
I mean, they're free on, Vudu?
Yeah, but I don't know how many of our listeners have Vudu. I mean, Netflix and Amazon Prime seem to be the big ones that people...
We've talked about
and then you got Hulu that comes in at a close third, I believe. So, yeah, we've talked about it. I don't know if a lot of people use it or have it. But that's where we watch most of our free movies. That and Amazon, but I think we watch more stuff on Vudu though, don't we? It seems whatever. Anyhow. Alright, so with all that out of the way, it's time to get real. It's time to use adult language as we talk about our first film. Honey, what is this phenomenal masterpiece? What is this cinematic gem? What is this movie called?
Don't Fuck in the Woods.
Yeah, that's the title.
So you have to watch it. It's called Don't Fuck in the Woods.
So
you need to watch this movie.
Right.
We watched the trailer, and we knew that this was going to be a rough viewing. But we felt like with a title like that, we have to watch it, and we need to talk about it.
Yeah. So, yeah. First, let me start by saying that if you're looking for boobs, you're going to see lots of boobs.
If you're looking for softcore porn with mediocre broads and guys that are this movie's for you.
Mediocre broads?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they're not like Hollywood A-list actress looking. Okay, they're more realistic looking. They look like normal people, which is not what I want to watch when I'm watching people screw. Sorry. I want them to be hot.
I never knew that you were into that kind of thing.
I'm just saying, like, you watch a horror movie.
I'm learning things about my wife now.
You're watching a horror movie. You're watching a horror movie for tits and blood, right? You want the chicks to be hot. You want them to be above average.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay? That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to say...
And I'm trying to think from a guy's perspective.
Okay. Well, all right, that's fair. see, when I watch horror movies, that's not why I'm watching horror movies. I'm watching because I legitimately want to get scared. I don't know what it is, but you just like to get scared. For whatever reason,
it's
a lot of
fun.
people like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. But I'm one of the people that I don't mind it
I
once in a while. That's why I like this time of year.
Yeah, watching a good scary movie where like you shut it off and then you're shutting the lights off to go to bed and you'll hear a noise and you get really freaked out and you're like, okay, what was that? And like it starts getting going and like were you like when you were a kid and you watched the scary movie and then you had to go in the basement, would you ever like for us, when I was a kid, the basement, you had to shut the light off at the bottom of the stairs. So it would be dark going up the stairs. So as a kid, you'd be at the bottom of the stairs, so you'd have to shut the light off, and you would run up as fast as you could. And you'd always need to make sure you left that door open so there's at least some light at the top. Because your imagination gets going, and it's always fun after watching a scary movie, thinking something's going to grab you.
I don't know about it being fun when you were a kid. I'll tell you, for me, the first real scary movie that I can remember watching, I'm sure there may have been something before, but one that I remember is the t-shirt that you're wearing right now, A Nightmare on Elm Street. I saw that when I was 7, 8 years old, whenever it came out. I think it came out 83. Is that right? 84?
I don't remember.
Anyway, I saw it, I was probably like 7, 8 years old. I saw it on HBO at my friend Sean's house. And I remember his older sister, made us watch it. And we didn't know what we were getting into, but then all of a sudden, it starts and we're scared. We're young, little kids. And I remember from that point on, anytime I would have to go into the basement in my house, that's what would happen. I would have to, going down the stairs and then hitting the light switch and then looking both ways to make sure there's nothing coming. And of course, we had a boiler in our basement. So Freddy Krueger, the boiler room scene, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it really messed with my head for a bit when I was a kid. So yeah, I can relate to that. Nowadays, I can't remember the actual real last scary movie we watched. Can you? I can't really recall.
That actually was really there are movies that have jump scares.
Yeah,
but that doesn't count because it doesn't make you finish the movie feeling afraid.
Right. I can't remember the last movie that really messed with me in that way. Where I was kind of looking around the corner anytime I would walk into a dark room.
I think the last movie that made me feel somewhat creeped out, but I knew it wasn't real, but it was just fun to feel that way, anything could be out there, was the Blair Witch Project. I saw it in the theaters, and I remember leaving the theater just knowing that wasn't real, but just thinking about what can be out there in the dark that you can't see, and kind of having fun with that and letting my imagination go wild.
All right. Well, great. So I don't know if it's just now chasing that feeling again, trying to see if I can get myself obviously as an adult to feel the way I did as a kid. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But when you brought up the Blair Witch Project, and I saw that in the theater too, and that one was working for me until I saw the main actress.
Yeah, we talked about that
this in the
before,
past episode. Yeah, but I saw the main actress, Heather, I can't remember her last name. But anyway, yeah, I saw her on Jay Leno. I'm like, wow, this is real. This wasn't real. Wow, whatever.
So let's get to these movies that we did watch,
right.
And
I'll shut up now. Let's get to the movies.
Well, because we've already talked about it.
Go.
This is
F in the woods.
Don't fuck in the woods. This is the synopsis, according to IMDB.
Oh boy.
A group of friends are going on a camping trip to celebrate graduating college. But once they enter the woods, the group are attacked by a creature. Ooh.
Yeah.
Scary. Roar.
So the movie's definitely thick on the plot. The plot is, whoa. Yeah, that was me being sarcastic. I don't know if anybody could tell.
So this movie was written and directed by Sean Burkett.
Well, I'm going to say, and I said this to you too before, that I feel like this movie was just made by a bunch of friends. And
well, it was a multi-production group. So
what do you mean?
When there was multiple productions that made it, because remember all the different things Splatterhouse, Head on a Stick Productions, Splatterhouse Productions, like all those different.
So there was a lot of different groups involved in making the movie.
Yeah.
Production companies.
Thank you, production companies, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, I just wanted to mention it.
Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, after we finished watching it, I said to you, I feel like it's a bunch of friends just got together to make a movie, and hey, good for them. That's cool. I mean, I have never made anything on that scale.
Hey, they got it on Vudu for free. It's getting out to people.
I mean, I assume it's been on other streaming platforms as well. I would think if it got on Vudu, I would assume it got on. I don't know. We didn't look to see if it's been anywhere else, but it got on there, sure. So it's potentially had an audience. I don't know how big the audience is. I know that there are a lot of fun reviews that we're going to read off of IMDb about the movie later.
I've only read some of the titles. I haven't gone through to read them yet. So I just by the titles, I thought it could be fun.
Sure.
So this movie basically is, how can I phrase it? You have two lesbians, two girlfriends, and they're going camping with one of the girl's sisters and her, as they put it, boy toy boyfriend.
Is that what they said?
I think so.
All right, I missed that part. But
you have the stoner, and then you have, who's the other chick? Like, I forget how they described her. Some other broad that's going with them.
Another girl.
So the movie opens with these two other, I guess another couple in the woods who start getting it on. And they get killed by a creature.
Well, we have to add in that there is a phenomenal soundtrack throughout the entire movie. It's somebody took their finger and stuck it on a synthesizer key and just left it there and didn't move it for literally 10 minutes on end. Just the same note playing. Sustained,
it's like this one ominous tone. Just one. That's all they needed.
Going the entire time, regardless of what's happening in the scene.
They had a low budget. They couldn't afford additional notes. Okay? They could only afford that one
note. Again, they made a movie. I have not made a movie on this scale ever. So, more power to them. But when you put something like this out, you're going to have the people that like it, and you're going to have the people that pick it apart and maybe make fun of it. Unfortunately for the crew that made Don't Fuck in the Woods, we are the latter group. We are going to make fun of it.
But we do it with love.
But again, giving all props and all credit where credit is due.
Because, so you watch that movie and you think, like, oh, geez, how hard can acting be? But when you get in front of the camera, it's not that easy. It can feel awkward, and there's a lot, and you have to remember your lines and make it feel natural to talk.
I think it wasn't even that bothered me, because the acting was whatever. It's fine.
We were watching it, and we both felt like it's almost like the director said, go watch Clerks. Just watch Clerks a lot and act like that.
Yeah. I think, what was it? They were in a video store or something at the beginning of the movie, and one of the characters was talking about what makes a good scream queen. Was that what they were talking about? And it just felt like I was watching Kevin Smith's notes and deleted scenes notes or something that he threw out that this crew picked up and decided to use as their script.
Yeah.
The dialogue just felt like that. Just in that one scene, though, really. The rest of the movie, not so much. It was just one scene.
I think some of it was the way they were talking.
Yeah.
It didn't feel smooth. It felt kind of unnatural.
Sure, yeah, in a couple of parts, yeah. But I think, I don't know, I mean, we never found out what this creature was, what it's supposed to be.
It kind of looks like Creature from the Black Lagoon meets an alien. I don't know.
All right. It was definitely unique.
Yeah.
So I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the movie is just essentially, it starts with a couple that gets killed. The murder scenes, I gotta say, were not overly gruesome and grotesque. I think even like the first killing, you didn't really see much except for some blood splatter. So you didn't really see anything in the way of gore.
I think they did well with the camera angles and the way that
Yeah.
They did shots so you got what happened without actually showing it.
It was definitely creatively
Mhm.
shot in that way.
Yeah.
But I did have a problem. I mentioned it several times to you with the way the camera was just kind of shaking around. And it wasn't one of those movies where it's found footage or anything like that.
It looks like it should be a still scene. Like you could, almost like somebody was holding it, like hand holding the camera.
It was. You could definitely tell it was a handheld camera because it kept shaking back and forth as you're watching.
And there was no need for that.
Yeah, as you're watching the scene.
At least we felt it. There was no need for that.
Yeah. So that was kind of exhausting for me, just like following that. I'm like, okay, it's like I said, it's one thing if it's a found footage movie or one of those movies where the character's holding a camera the whole time and running around. That's different, but this is not what that was. Nobody had a camera in this movie or anything. So anyhow, yeah. So that kind of was a little off-putting for me. I'm not really a fan of that. But
so these people go out camping. They're graduating from college, and this is kind of a last hurrah before responsibility sets in. So they go out to the woods, and the couple that got killed earlier, like in the beginning of the film, are their friends, and they're looking for them. So they're kind of worried, but they go on and have their fun and
get killed.
Yeah, pretty much.
One by one. So
or two by two.
Yeah, that's right. There was a couple. Yeah, that's right. I think wasn't there like another couple that got killed?
Yeah, there was like some random couple.
Just randomly in the woods.
They were screwing and it was impressive.
That's right.
Yes, you were impressed by one scene.
Yes, this random couple that's in the woods, and here we go. We're gonna get explicit now. The girl is on top of the guy, and what was it? She heard something.
No, it was hot.
Oh, it's hot in here or something. So she's on top of this guy, riding this guy, and she turns around while she's still going up and down. Turns around and she unzips the tent, and then the camera, the scene cuts to the view cuts to the outside of the camera, outside of the tent. Jeez, and now you're seeing the tent open up, and you see her riding the guy going up and down, and then like flips around in like one fluid motion as she's opening the tent. She flips around, gets on all fours, and the guy's right behind her and starts. I'm like,
that was impressive.
That was like smooth.
Yeah.
I like what? Was
very
that,
fluid. Yeah, that
was like some Kama Sutra moves there.
I don't know.
Crazy. So that was impressive. So I'll give him thumbs up on that one for sure.
There was a volunteer ranger or something who showed up in the movie. And
just randomly shows up.
Yeah.
Sees all the teenagers. Well, are they teenagers? What are
they? They're young adults. They're graduating college.
Okay, yeah. 20s. So they're not teenagers. But anyway, he sees them all, and he's. They had like the weirdest dialogue exchange, and then he leaves.
Well, he's like, "What are you kids doing here?" As if it's his own property or something.
Yeah.
And so they're like, "We're just hanging out, having fun, going swimming."
Yeah. So then he.
Okay, I'll let you kids be.
Yeah, it was weird,
Yeah.
and then he just takes off and goes behind a tree and starts waxing the dolphin while he's watching.
I don't think I've ever heard that phrase
You ever heard
before,
that one before?
no.
Yeah. Yeah. He's watching the kids and watching some of the females, and then he gets killed by the
He's making
crazy
angels
monster.
cry.
I don't think I've ever heard that one. All right. Well done.
Hey, you learned something new here on the show.
Yeah, so he gets killed, and you have... I think everybody got killed, right? The stoner kid gets killed.
The next night you have the two girls, like one of the other girls, I guess it's her sister and her boyfriend. They were the first in their group to get killed off.
Yeah, so they die.
Well, first, so you have the couple, the male-female couple, and then the two female couple. They're all kind of screwing around, but the female couple, one of them had to pee, so they didn't start doing anything yet.
Right.
She went out to pee, and that's when the creature came. So kind of did something to her, goes after the male and female couple, kills them. Oh, and the way he got the guy, should I?
Spoilers.
He ripped his dick off.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what that was supposed to be?
Yeah. He, I guess, the woman, the girl, he, rips into her guts, rips her open. And later on, one of the other chicks comes out and is like, it looks like he ate her ovaries. And then the other.
And how the hell would you know that? By looking at something that
Maybe
looks...
she went to college. Maybe she was going to medical school.
Yeah, maybe. And how would you know that? By looking at something, a dead body in the dark outside, you'd be able to tell that, well, whatever. Anyway.
Because it's in the script, Alex. It's in the script.
You're right. I don't know what I was thinking, questioning that absurdity. So anyhow, yeah. So she gets taken care of.
So, 2 broads and the stoner. Oh, the other chick comes out and she gets killed really quick. Poor girl didn't even get laid the whole movie.
Which one was this?
The other chick who was talking about the scream queens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not worth learning the names.
I don't know. Sure. I don't think they called each other by their names at all.
Well, they kind of did, but it was really hard to follow.
Okay.
That chick's name was Parker in the movie.
Cool.
But yeah, so she gets killed, and then the 2 chicks and the stoner go running, and they go to they were going to go to the car, but they didn't have the keys, so they had to go back.
The stoner kid had the keys.
No,
Yeah.
the boyfriend had the keys first, so they had to go back, and that's when she's like, oh, it looks like it ate her ovaries. They get the keys, they go to the car, but then...
Anybody listening to this is like, what the fuck are these people talking about? Who cares?
No, but so they're trying to get away, but then they stop to go get weapons, and then the creature comes back, and it grabs the stoner kid.
Kills him.
So both chicks go running, but the creature, one of the girls, I guess, when it attacked her, cut her throat a bit, so she bled out. So it's 1 girl left, and that character's name was Jane.
So Jane
She's all by herself.
Sole survivor.
So she happened to go back to the car, get more weapons, and then she's acting like Dutch from fucking Predator. She lights these little bonfires randomly, like in this circle, like field out in the woods, and she's hanging out behind a tree. And it's like she's like getting her arrow, she's like getting her stuff together. Like, what the fuck? Like, why wouldn't you just get out of the way? But she's like, nope. This fucking creature killed everyone I love. I'm gonna kill it.
Tremendous analysis by you right there.
Thank you.
Well done. So what happens? End it. Let's go.
She
Take
gets
us
an
home.
arrow, a flaming arrow, and shoots it at the creature, and it blows up.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's made of fucking gasoline.
It just boom, done.
Creature parts everywhere.
It was great. That was tremendous. Yeah. So that was the end, and there is a sequel that we did not watch.
No.
And I don't know if we're going to. I might have to be really.
I think it's up to the
really,
viewers.
really bored.
Let's leave that one up to the viewers, to the listeners, the
watchers.
watchers.
The hearers.
The hearers and the watchers. Do you guys want us to watch this movie and review it? They'll probably be like, oh yeah, we want you to watch it, but not review it.
So that's it. That's the show, everybody. We are done. It's all. Oh wait, no, there's another movie we watched.
So this movie was only like an hour.
Yeah,
which was good.
It was no, it wasn't an hour. It was a little longer.
It was an hour and
86
13 minutes.
Wasn't it?
Hour and 13 minutes.
Oh,
they did have
hour and 13.
bloopers at the end, which wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was just topless women and people joking around about stuff in the movie. Great bloopers. Yeah. So there was like a cut scene too, wasn't there?
At the very end
credits.
or something. So the stoner makes it look like he's now the creature. Yeah.
So that's opens the door to the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, great. What do you say overall? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle?
I don't even think I can give it a thumb.
Wow. That's
Wait.
stiff.
Before you move on, I just want to read some
Holy cow.
reviews because I just reading the titles is kind of funny.
Just read the titles of the reviews. You don't have to read the whole review.
So I'm just okay.
Oh,
a mystery more than a horror. This person gave it 1 star. I had to give it 1 star because 0 isn't an option. I really don't know what to say that hasn't already been covered by the other reviews other than this movie left me with a lot of unanswered questions, such as Who the hell makes these films? Why? How? Surely the production cost outweighs the income revenue. Who signs off on its production? Are they proud of their work? Do they have any concept of shame? Is it an inside joke nobody gets the punchline to? Who are these humans? Are they some kind of bored, affluent people taking the mickey out of Hollywood? Are they even human? The list really does go on. The mystery will forever baffle me, yet oddly depresses me too.
That review was better than the movie. Great questions, too. Great questions.
This looks good. 1 star. Obviously terrible. Obviously bad. Watched it because I heard it was bad, but I expected it to be bad on purpose. It was bad because some guy tried way too hard to be a Jack Black type character and made me want to curl up and die.
Wow. So the stoner character really pissed that person off. He was probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, he was funny.
I wouldn't go that far, but he was the most enjoyable part of the movie for me.
Here's a 1 star review. Had to turn it off like an amateur porno metal movie.
Here we go.
Well, I'm not quite sure how this stuff even gets produced. The visuals are so bad and acting so terrible. It makes you think how okay those movies you hated previously really were. It's like a college-made metal porno movie to be honest. The opening scene has what looks to be like a Predator-type alien in the scene. Looks like it's in 360p. It's that bad. I don't turn off many movies or delete them, but this one will get deleted, and I had to turn it off. It's worth a 1 out of 10 at best.
Wow. Stiff.
Here's a 5 star. 5 out of 10.
Yeah, here we go.
I don't think people watch it for the complex plot. As the title may suggest, this is about a monster/creature that kills you if you have sex in the woods. No subtext, twist, or anything. The acting is okay, the effects are okay, the script is okay. All of that is irrelevant because people will watch this for the nudity and sex. Most of the actresses get naked or at least show their breasts. There is straight and lesbian sex. There is sex from the very start. The title meets expectations. I watched the film purely because with a title like that, how can you refuse? I wouldn't watch it with your gran. I wouldn't watch it if you like films that you can think about and discuss later. It's a bit of fun and titillation with a capital T.
Well, an astute observation by that. Oh, wait, there was a 10 star.
There was a 10 star.
No, you're reading the 10 star review
okay.
right now because that's awesome.
10 star deserves an Oscar. I went into this with such high expectations, and oh boy, did it deliver.
Yes!
It has everything a movie needs. Love, sex, drama, thriller, comedy, and most importantly, great acting skills.
Yes!
With such a low budget thrown into the mix, the director turned it into a masterpiece. I never regretted my popcorn the time spent on this movie. Absolutely terrific! This movie changed my view about indie movies, and my view about movies in general. Don't trust the bad reviews. This is a must-watch. And then at the very bottom, in parentheses, I'm lying, please end my life.
Yeah! That's great.
Wow. Oh, boy.
Come on, there's got to be more. So, I mean, just based on the amount of reviews you're scrolling through here that I'm seeing.
Here's another 10 star, 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Best movie ever. Love horror? Best movie since Grease and Star Wars.
I love how they spelled Grease, too. Like the country, not the actual title of the movie. Tremendous. But yeah, I mean, I take back what I said. I didn't realize there were so many reviews. That means that more people have watched it than just you and I, and the families of the people involved in the making of the movie. Good stuff. So yeah,
this is not for the thumbs up I just did. It's not for the movie. It's just like, yeah.
Don't do the nasty in the woods. Was the name of the movie? Well, actually, the movie was called Don't Fuck in the Woods. Yeah. So
my poor parents are probably listening to this episode like, oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Sorry, Mom and Dad.
You were warned at the beginning. We are going to be using adult language
Yes.
and discussing adult themes as well.
Yes.
All right. So if that was fun, sort of, not really. So now.
Anything with you is fun, my love.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very nice of you to say. So, in my quest to watch something that would scare me, we failed yet again when we put on this movie that you suggested.
Well, it wasn't scary. It was
No.
another...
It was actually described as a comedy slash horror. So
These are ode to horror film type movies, I think.
I guess that's a good way of putting it, yeah. So this movie came out in 2012, and it is called, excuse me. I'm just still trying to get my brain cells to regenerate after watching the phenomenal cinematic masterpiece that we just reviewed.
Acting!
This movie, and again, good on you for making a movie, but this movie, production seemed a little bit more like what most people would be used to watching. And it was called, not rated, but called You Can't Kill Stephen King. So, again, this is a comedy slash horror. So I wasn't expecting to get too scared in this one. And I'm going to make a confession here. I was kind of dozing in and out of a nap watching this one. So there may be some plot points that I missed that you're going to have to fill the blanks in for me, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm a jerk like that.
I actually enjoyed this movie way more.
You were like laughing out loud at a couple of
You
parts.
fell asleep during like the best line that I know that you would love and appreciate.
We'll talk about it.
You'll get there.
So, why don't you go ahead and tell us about...
Well, you can read the synopsis. You're the one who has it up.
I'll read the synopsis from IMDB about the phenomenal movie You Can't Kill Stephen King. A group of friends visit a lake where horror author Stephen King lives and start getting killed off, one at a time.
That's it?
That's the... What do you mean that's it?
Okay, just the way you said it made it sound like there was more.
That's... What? Oh, that's
Okay,
it.
no, that's
That's
fine.
all of it right there. That's it. Was I not dramatic enough for you? Or was
No,
it too
it's just
dramatic?
the way you said it kind of left me hanging, like I thought you were going to have another sentence.
That's the point. So you can then go watch the movie. Get it?
Over my head.
I guess so. Right, so tell us about it. Tell us about this great movie. It opens with, what? Was it like 5 of them?
One. Hold on, I have to count.
I gotta count now,
1, 2,
too.
3,
Jeez,
4,
I
5.
forgot.
Yeah, 5?
Yeah, it was 5 of them in a car.
Yes. So you have Lamar, the token black guy, who's
Lamar was
driving.
cool. I liked Lamar.
Yeah, I do too. You had Ronnie. He was the passenger in the car in the opening scene.
And he's like a big Stephen King fan.
No, that's not.
Yeah, Ronnie, the big
Oh,
Stephen
no,
King
sorry.
fan.
Yes, sorry.
Who is also a virgin, we find out.
It begins with an M.
Monroe.
Yes, Monroe, sorry. He's the
He's like a
Army veteran who served in Iraq.
Was it Iraq?
That's what they said.
Okay, sure.
Yep. And then you had his Monroe's sister Hillary.
Who was the
Black hole of
fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was, is it Nicole?
Nicole.
Who's the pretty girl with the nice boobs.
Yep.
And then Lori is Monroe's kind of girlfriend. They broke up trying to get back together.
Yeah.
So this is this dynamic group of friends.
Right.
And Monroe and, what's the sister's name? Hillary. They inherited a cabin in Maine from their grandparents. And Ronnie's going because he wants to meet Stephen King. Apparently it's where Stephen King lives.
Yeah, right. Supposedly it's the town where Stephen King lives. Did they even mention the name of the town at all? Did they ever say it?
Yeah, there was a sign, and it was something like, you can hear the loons, so quiet you can hear the loons or something.
Yeah, that's what it was.
There's a lot of like running horror gags, like, because a lot of times in horror movies, what was that noise? Oh, it's probably just a loon. And it's the killer or something. So I thought that was funny.
All right.
Did you pick up on that?
Nope. Over my head.
Huh.
Way over my head.
What else is new?
How dare you?
I love you.
So,
Yeah.
anyhow, yeah, I love you too. So, yeah, this movie was, everybody kind of got killed off in weirder, like more creative ways, I guess you could say. And it kind of left you like it was kind of like a who done it kind of, because you're wondering, is it one of the kids? Is it one of the townspeople?
Mm-hmm.
They drop little...
Makes you think like you can't trust who it is.
Yeah, they have a couple of different interactions with the townsfolk.
Yes, and very creative.
Yeah, the guy working at the dock, the guy like spitting his chewing tobacco, and that guy, you thought, oh, maybe it's him because he's a creeper. And then you had like the waitress at the diner
with
who
the
was weird.
awesome Maine accents.
Yeah, and what was her name?
DDP. Like DEEDEE, and then P, like her last name.
P was her last name. Yes, it's like okay, just a lot of visual type gags and stuff like that. It was all right. It was. I enjoyed it a little more than the other movie that we watched right before it.
Mm-hmm. We even said, well, at least this is better than the last movie we just watched.
Yes.
Yeah, we did say that.
We did say that. Are we gonna go crazy spoilerific on this one, or do you just?
I don't want to go too crazy because this one might be worth checking it out. I mean, I say checking folks out. Do your own research, make your own decisions.
You want people to suffer as we have suffered, is what you're saying.
Yes, you want to suffer. It's almost Halloween.
Yeah.
Suffer.
Okay.
Watch these movies. I'm just your face. I'm just having some fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Good times.
Yes.
So, I think that the main actors in this were actually the ones that wrote and directed it as well, if I'm right. Yeah. So it was written by Monroe and by 4 others. Jeez, who were the other 4? Yeah, it was all by people that were in the movie.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool. So the actors, or the writers acted out, and they directed. It looks like they directed it as well. Yeah. Co-directors, the 2 main leads there. Interesting.
Yeah, this movie, I thought it was fun. You missed the best line where, well, for you it would be the best line. He falls asleep, and I'm laughing, thinking like, oh, he's gonna pop for this. Quiet. I'm like, he's fucking sleeping.
Crickets.
Yes, crickets. So
go ahead,
he says,
set it up. Who says?
Was it Monroe? Says like something about how he served in Iraq. He's a veteran. He served in Iraq because they're gonna go try to set something up to catch the killer. And Ronnie's like, "You were a line cook." So Monroe says, "Hey, so is Steven Seagal in Under Siege." And you were sleeping. You missed that. Steven Seagal reference. Under Siege reference.
I missed it.
Missed it.
I guess I have to go back and review the movie again just so I can see this part.
Or just that part.
Or just watch that part. Yeah.
You could do that.
Okay.
Let me think. Yeah, I thought it was funny. I enjoyed this.
This is why people listen to our podcast, because they get such stunning analysis.
Well, you said not to give too much away, so I'm trying to think of what I can explain if we're not going to give a ton of spoilers.
All right.
I will say the ending was very interesting. I felt it was almost an unusual, is it Usual Suspect style type movie? Do you know what I'm talking about? Kaiser Sose?
Okay, what about, so go ahead.
Just kind of like putting the pieces together in terms of who the killer is.
So it was like a whodunit kind of thing. Yeah.
And you find out at the end just who exactly it was.
Who was it?
I'm not going to tell.
Damn it. All right. I'm going to read you a couple of the phenomenal user reviews from IMDB.
Okay.
This is a 1 out of 10 stars. Actually, I'm just going to read you the headlines, the titles of these reviews. This is extremely cheaply produced, badly written, horribly acted, and yawn-inducing trash. Okay.
I think that's a little harsh.
This review, 3 out of 10 stars. But you sure can kill this. Get it? Because it's called You Can't Kill Stephen King. Get it?
I get it.
This one, a 1-star review. Have a think before you watch this. I'm going to read this one. Now, I'm all for a good comedy, thriller, horror. A good one, in quotes. These types of movies only really target a certain type of audience. If you're into Scary Movie, Scream, and any other spoof movie that has been made, then this is the movie for you. But if you enjoy a good, quality, meaningful movie with real actors and actresses, look somewhere else. I am a fan of Stephen King and unfortunately made the mistake of getting this movie out. Unfortunately, I work in a video store, so I waited until the end of my shift and took it out for free. I wouldn't waste a cent on this, and I'm sure the producers did not spend a cent making it. To be fair, though, I did not watch all of it, and there was a reason for that. So, are you the kind of person that likes low-budget movies and actors that nobody knows?
Oh my god, who wrote that? Jamie Kennedy's character from Scream? Kid working at the video store?
God!
Ah.
So there was that. Now, these weren't as bad, I guess. Well, now that I'm scrolling through even more, maybe not. I'm going to read a couple of 1-star reviews here because these are just fun. Here's a 1 out of 10 star review titled, "Have a think before you watch this." Wait.
You just read that one.
I just read that one. Damn it. Let me find another 1-star review. What the heck? Here we go. Awful. 1 out of 10 stars. Warning, spoilers. In reply to the earlier poster, yes, acting does matter in any movie, be it horror, comedy, sci-fi, musical, or whatever. Bad acting takes you out of the story and hinders belief. I would say it's especially important in horror because there must be a lot of suspension of belief compared to some genres. I believe the term is suspension of disbelief. However, I think true horror fans want their fave genre to be as respected as well produced as others, and that means hiring actors who can act. I don't understand the idea of excusing bad acting or scripting or directing or production values because something is horror and not Nordic noir. This was awful. I was lured in by the premise of King-esque deaths, which is a great idea, but disappointment ensued. How about, for example, mild spoiler, the killer training a real wolf to sick on the black guy? That would have been inventive and made sense. Instead, we get a run-of-the-mill slasher. I reserve a big yawn, too, for movies that purport to be parodies of cheesiness while using the parody excuse to exploit certain things, i.e. half-naked women. Parody only works if it's actually funny. This suffered from a horrendously bad script. Honestly, I found precisely nothing to like about this film.
This person doing the review needs to watch Don't Fuck in the Woods first and then watch this movie. This movie is a cinematic masterpiece compared to the one we watched before.
Yeah.
No offense to the first movie.
No. Come on.
I'm just
Here's
saying,
another
gives you
1-star.
perspective.
Here's another 1-star review. Horrible, not horror movie. Short and sweet. Absolutely ridiculous movie. Horrible acting, no plot, just bad. Don't watch, just sucks a big one. Alright. So, as you can see, not a lot of love from those reviews. Now, check this one out. 9 out of 10 stars. Title, Great Cheesy Movie. Movie seems like it was made in the 90s when low-budget movies were a lot better. It's not too serious about itself, which makes it very entertaining. Give the movie a chance. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like this movie is supposed to be funny. It's supposed to have... It's not really supposed to be scary. It's just kind of maybe suspenseful. Is that proper?
Okay.
Have a... like, I think it allows the watcher... the viewer, the person watching the movie to think about what's going on, and it's a whodunit. I think it's clever. I think that the way they took all these things that happen in typical horror movies and they work it in, and they did it in a fun, clever way.
And I guess
found it entertaining.
Yeah, and I guess if you're a big Stephen King fan, there were a lot of references to different characters in King movies. I guess one of the characters had a tattoo of a character from a King novel. So, yeah, if you're a big Stephen King fan, there was a lot of different little Easter eggs tossed into the movie. Mm-hmm. Character names, different locations, mentions of different things. So, if you're a King fan, I haven't read any Stephen King in many, many years. So a lot of those references went over my head. I just happened to, well, reading about the movie, saw that was some trivia. Yeah. But yeah, obviously written by a couple of Stephen King fans, and I think it was all right. It was, it was what it was. It was definitely not Don't Fuck in the Woods.
Definitely not.
It wasn't that level of awesome, but it was pretty good.
Even though you fell asleep.
What I saw of it was pretty good. Even though I fell asleep. Yeah.
Now, going back to Don't Fuck in the Woods.
Oh boy. We're going back to it?
One of the positives that came up from this movie was I found another movie.
What?
So looking at IMDb, looking at the actors who partook in this movie, one of the female actresses was in another movie that caught my attention. The name of the movie is called Wrestle Massacre.
Okay.
This is a movie. It was made in 2018. And I'm going to read you the synopsis.
But we haven't watched it. Why are you reading a synopsis?
Because
Okay.
I feel like we should all watch it. And then we can do another review.
Oh boy. Alright, go ahead. Read.
Randy is an awkward groundskeeper who is obsessed with professional wrestling. Longing for a sense of belonging with grandiose dreams of becoming a wrestling superstar, Randy is only met with abject humiliation and alienation. A brutal shaming at a local wrestling school pushes Randy over the edge and lights the spark for his bloodlust. Donned in wrestling gear and armed with homicidal rage, Randy sets out on a blood-soaked rampage to punish those who wronged him. With each ghastly kill, Randy takes a trophy from his tormentors to add to a wrestling title belt crafted from human flesh. The only hope of putting an end to his reign of carnage lies with Becky, an understanding client who is one of the only few to ever show him kindness. This is a movie we need to see. It's got wrestling. It's got a homicidal maniac. It's got Tony Atlas.
You just gave me all the reasons I shouldn't watch the movie.
Uh,
Have you ever seen a movie that had professional wrestling as the backdrop and being good? How about being serious?
The Wrestler? Ready to Rumble? That was a great movie. I don't care what anyone else says.
Horrible. Horrible. Yeah, no, I don't. Maybe we'll watch it. I don't know. I'll have to be really, really tired so that I can
So you can fall asleep. This is my life.
Come on. Oh, stop it. Stop it, you. Yeah, so, alright, Wrestling Massacre. I guess that's our next movie. Yay, fun. Alright, so, real quick. I know you already said you'd recommend it, but really, seriously now, truly, would you really recommend these movies? Truly. Like, to your worst enemy?
I would
or
recommend
to, like, a
You
person
Can't
you
Kill
really...
Stephen King.
Okay.
Depending on the person.
All
If
right.
I knew kind of if they might appreciate it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, because I wouldn't recommend anybody waste their time on either one. That's just me. It's just me. Unless you're into watching, like, purposely bad movies.
But that can be fun sometimes.
It can be. Of course. Absolutely. I agree with you. It can be. I'm just saying that even for bad movies, ooh, these were rough.
I feel like the second one, You Can't Kill Stephen King, was not as rough. And maybe it's only because we watched Don't Fuck in the Woods first. And after watching that, You Can't Kill Stephen King was like just phenomenal. I don't know. I think just knowing me, I enjoyed that movie because of what it was. Meaning You Can't Kill Stephen King. It was funny, it was campy. I thought it was clever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And like I said, for
I give it a thumbs up. Okay. Only one though, not two.
Only one. So thumbs up for the second movie.
Yes.
You Can't Kill Stephen King.
Yes.
I'm going to say I'm not going to recommend either one.
Aww.
But that's just me. That's just me. you guys can all do what you want to do. And if you want to waste your time, if you want to...
That's such a negative way of putting it.
All right. If you want to take the time that you don't have to do anything better with, and you want to watch these movies, is that better? That sound a little better?
Sounds a little better.
All right. So if you have the spare time, and you don't have anything better to do, like watch paint dry, or
and you're curious,
watch the grass in your backyard grow, watch leaves fall off the trees, and you really are morbidly curious about these movies, yes, by all means, check them out. Again, we found them both for free on Vudu.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're on any other streaming service. I suspect they must be on some out there, I would think. And yeah, feel free to check those out. And if you do, let us know what you think about them, please.
If you've watched it already.
If you watched them already.
Are we being too harsh? Are we not harsh enough?
Are we out of our minds for having watched these movies? I mean, we want to hear it all. So you can find us on social media. We have a Twitter account.
We do. At Homewrecker Pod.
Have we got the Instagram thing straightened out yet?
And nobody from Instagram has gotten back to me yet. So I can post on Instagram, but I can't write anything. So usually you can do a picture and then write about it. I can do a picture. I can't write about it. So
did we upset somebody at Instagram?
We pissed someone off because we're restricted.
Something happened.
From what I can gather, this happens if like you have a bot type program that likes and follows people all the time, but we don't. It's literally just me going on, posting stuff and liking other people's stuff to support them.
We have an Instagram if you want to find us there.
Homewrecker Podcast.
There you go. We just can't like anything or anything.
So to all our friends out there who usually gets likes from us, sorry. Not being a dick, just can't do anything. Oh, and our views are way down on there. It's like, I think it's restricting who can see us. So maybe we're shadow banned too.
We probably are. There's like a lot of that going on.
Well, Instagram is owned by Facebook, so not shocking.
Right. And I guess like Twitter just recently banned a bunch of stuff as well. Like some news stories or something. It's crazy. The censorship is just completely ridiculously out of control.
And that's why we're also on Parler.
Yeah, which is what?
At Homewrecker Pod.
There you go.
Yes.
And of course we have a website, so if you can't find our stuff on social media, all the episodes can be found at
homewreckerpodcast.com.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the like button, give us a 5-star review if you don't mind either, on iTunes and any of the other podcast apps that are out there.
Oh, and before I forget, because this episode's coming out before Halloween, check out Paranormal Karen, because I will be on that episode for her Halloween episode.
That's
I
right.
think it comes out the day before Halloween, but we're talking about scary ghost stories.
That's right. Halloween is on a Saturday this
Yes,
year.
it is, and it's a full moon, and it's a blue moon. Very exciting.
All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And was there anything else that you wanted to get out there before we...
If you're watching on YouTube or Brighteon, please subscribe and like our videos.
There it is. Thank you very much for remembering that.
Yes. And if you go to our website and you want to support us, buy a t-shirt.
Oh yeah, we got t-shirts.
Yes.
Yeah, buy a shirt. They're cool.
Please.
And thank you.
Yes.
All right. If there's nothing else then, until next time.
What?
Until next time. I'm still trying to recover from the movies. They're just really, yeah. I am the Golden Greek, Alex Arion. I've been joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, the lovely Monique.
And you've been listening to the Homewrecker Podcast.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!